Yeah, speaking of which, warning, brand
Oh,
new STD just dropped, everybody. You've heard of
just in
monkeypox.
time for Pride Month.
Yeah, just in time for Pride Month. Brand new STD just dropped. Warning, as doctors now discover ringworm is also passed through bedroom activities as New York man seeks help for telltale rash in first ever case. Now, I thought ringworm was passed from uncooked meat. I thought
Oh.
that's where you got ringworm. Check and correct
Well,
me.
I would have gotten it, and I don't have it because
Yeah.
I'm constantly cooking beef all the time.
Well, uncooked though.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
like making meatballs, and
oh, and then you don't wash your hands and you just like
I mean,
rub it.
I do wash my hands.
Fun
I
fact.
have eaten raw beef a little bit just to try it.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not, it's
Yeah.
like, I think we talked about that. Like, I think I've had like a filet that was made into tartare and it was pretty
Mhm.
good, but it's like you only need a little bit of it. And it's like, I'd rather just cook it.
Oh,
If you,
yeah, for sure. I didn't like the I mean, I didn't hate the taste. It was almost somewhat tasteless, but yeah, I definitely prefer it cooked. Now, if you're
yeah,
getting farm fresh meat, you're better off than I don't recommend anyone eating raw meat, by the way, but just saying, you would be safer eating farmer meat than that Walmart meat that doesn't have good regulations and stuff.
yeah, and I could be wrong. So I'm wrong about the ringworm thing. That's a different kind of worm, apparently. Doctors are now
Okay.
sounding the alarm over the spread of a highly contagious, rare fungal infection that spreads through hookups after treating a man who developed a rash on his junk, thigh, and butt. It's interesting.
Oh.
What do you think that this individual was straight based on where the rash was located, Melanie Mack?
No.
In your expert in your expert opinion, Melanie, based on where his rash was located, do you do you think that perhaps this was yet another LGBT specific disease?
It's looking like it.
I'm not saying it is. Melanie is saying it is.
I'm saying it is. Also,
Yeah.
I did read the article before we went live.
Okay. Oh, so you knew that. Okay, okay.
But
I didn't know.
I already knew when I was reading it. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's from some pride activities."
Some booty activities. Yeah. You know what's funny? One of the funniest sayings that I think someone with a lot of balls, like perhaps you, should turn onto a t-shirt. This would be a good t-shirt. I'm giving it to the world for free.
Okay.
It would just say, remember how monkeypox went away real fast after dogs started getting it?
I know. Dogs
Like
were but the no, what the crazy, like,
the toddlers were
demented thing
getting
is
it.
kids were getting like, babies were getting it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dogs and babies were getting it.
It's
Just
weird.
disturbing.
Don't you think that's weird, Melly? It was everywhere. It was on the front page of every news site. Oh no, monkeypox is coming for everyone.
Yep.
And then it was like, oh wait, it's actually just in one particular community. And then they're
Yeah.
like, oh wait again. It looks like it's a bunch of dogs got it. That's peculiar. I would, Melanie. And then by the way, it just went away.
Yeah, they quit talking about it. It went away. Something I don't know.
Yeah, apparently there must have been a cure that we didn't hear about because it just stopped. People stopped reporting on it altogether. Now, this New York patient was the first documented the infection, which is a rare type of ringworm. People in chat are saying that kids get it, so maybe it's. I don't know. When I was a kid, I got pinworms once from swimming in a lake that was not clean, and then I had
Mhm.
to duke onto cellophane and then use like popsicle sticks to chop it up and see if I could find the little worms in there.
Oh my
And
goodness.
there were a lot. Like the worms per, let's call it the WPT, the worms per turd, could have been like 50 or 100. It was really gross.
Oh
And
my.
yeah, I think you just took like one pill. I've only kind of vaguely remember because you don't forget having to put cellophane down on the toilet. And I remember you just take like one pill and it goes away. Like it's not.
How did you notice you had it? Did you just look in the
'Cause you
toilet
could
after
see-
pooping and you
Yes.
just saw worms in it?
Yes.
Oh, I would freak
Yes.
out. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Yeah. You could see there were so many, like you could just see, you know how it normally looks. And then there's like,
Right.
they're like these little white wax worms, and there's like, you'd see like 50 of them in there. I was like, wait a
Oh
minute,
my goodness.
what's happening here? Like, yeah, I didn't get the itchy beehole. I just noticed them because I've always been an inspector. Like I always look before I
Right.
flush.
That's what my brothers do too.
Yeah, and maybe it's just a guy thing. Like I'm
If
always
it's so if it's particularly different, they'll show each other, or they did when we were teenagers and stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
you gotta come see this.
I've definitely sent a few pictures to people before. Like if it breaches the water, like if it's out, if it breaches the water, that's a picture. But anyway, so now here's a new concern, apparently that everybody needs to be aware of out there. I didn't know, like, ultimately, by the way, most of this stuff has never been worse. Most of the infection rates of like various curable STDs have never been worse because of hookup apps. Like
Exactly. It's affirmed and validated for people to be promiscuous and all this stuff. And that's the thing. Oh, just be safe. Just be safe. Well, to me, you can't truly be safe being a hoe. Like it's not. It's
Yeah.
just not safe activities. It's not.
Yeah, hoe activities with hoe tendencies, and hoes are your friends and hoes are your enemies. And hey ho, how you doing? It's interesting. Like, I remember when I was moving to Louisville, there was all these signs up about like, hey, it had like some sort of like app, whatever the popular app was at the time. I think the big one was at the time Tinder, I think. And it was like, hey, and they had like the Tinder thing, and it was like 600% increase in chlamydia, like 800% increase in what's another one, HPV, like the stuff where like people, it's not killing people, but they're just spreading the stuff like crazy.
Wow.
It was like retirement homes, and it was nuts. Now this is not, as far as I understand, not a big deal. You just probably take a pill and get rid
We'll
of it.
see. It's the first case. They might turn into an alien or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, this ringworm is fairly common in tropical climates. I wonder who might have introduced it to the U.S. Oh, that's too much. That's too much noticing there, bud. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Just be careful out there, boys and girls. There's new worms that you've got to be aware of. Hey, by the way, shout out. Speaking of STDs, it's my mom's birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mom. Appreciate you. I'm sure, I know she listens to the show, so I'm sure she loves that I'm sharing my pinworm story. But that's a part of my youth, and I have no shame. It is what it is. Like, it's not like it's not like it happened to me because I swam in the pond at the park, where everybody swam every summer.
Right.
There's like a beach there. And then I remember we used to ride my bike there, and then I rode my bike back there like the next day before I noticed that I had it, and they had shut the lake down. Like, and it was, I think there was like a sign that was like, don't swim in the water kind of thing. Then I was like, oh, okay. I suspect they doled out a lot of prescriptions for whatever that pill was in my local community. Anyway, Kakutogi Road says we all need to face facts. Melonie is more based than a statue. I think most of us would like to see you guys at least 3 days a week get Loomer over here. Well, you're gonna get 3 days of Melonie this week, so we'll see how you like it then. Steve says chopping up Depu looking for wigglers. Yeah, that was basically it. I think they died when they were out of your body.
Yeah, my dog, our childhood dog, a Boston Terrier, he got worms once, and my brother saw it. I'm glad I didn't see it. When he was pooping, all these worms were dropping out, and whenever they touched the ground, they would shrivel up and die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the same thing I had.